Hello. How are you? What happened to going live on Instagram? Where is it? Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh my gosh. Why is Instagram such a mess? Wait. Oh no. What happened? Oh my gosh, my friends. Instagram totally bleeped out on me. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. And I don't know why I'm no longer going live on Instagram, but I'm just going to start. So, we're talking about being a not so great parent, really being challenged with so many things that parenting brings. And why is it like that? And what can we do about it? So I thank you for being here. And sorry I wasn't there last week, had a lot of family health issues. But I thank you for joining me now. So for those of you that are new to my broadcast, let me tell you who I am. My name is Celia Kibler, and I'm a family and relationship empowerment coach. And I'm the founder of Pumped Up Parenting, the International Day of Calm, which is Friday. Our 3-day summit is April 5th, 6th, and 7th. Go to calmsummit.org to register. And I'm the founder of FunFit Family Fitness, the mommy of 5, grandma to 9, and here to help you with your parenting journey. So let's get started and not waste any time. As a parent, life gets hard. Things go wrong. We struggle. We try to do our best, and sometimes it just doesn't go right. Yes or yes? Yes. So, what can we do? And what is it that really makes us feel like a bad parent? So, I'm going to list some things. And if you agree, give me some hearts, some emojis, a comment. These are things that make us feel like a bad parent. First of all, when we simply don't know how to react to a situation, something goes on with your kids and we don't know how to react to it. Number one. Number 2, we yell too much. We feel bad. I've never met a parent who yells at their children and doesn't feel badly about sorry about that, about doing it. So we feel bad about yelling. Our kids are screaming and out of control, and we feel like we're doing something to cause it, or people are judging us. And then we feel like a bad parent. Sleep is not happening when it should. Why can't I get my kids to go to sleep? Eating, all of these things make us feel less of ourselves. And then there's the comparison. We're comparing ourselves to other parents, thinking that their life is like wonderful and our life is out of control. So if you relate to these things, I want you to think about what it is. And you can put in the comments now. What is it that makes you feel like a bad parent? What are you doing or not doing? Or what do you not know what to do? What are you doing that you wish you knew a different way? What is making you struggle and feel bad about yourself and second guess yourself? And another reason might be there's all this information out there on the internet. What do I follow? I tried this didn't work. I tried this idea, this didn't work. Nothing works for my kids. I can't tell you how many times parents will say to me, I have tried everything, nothing works. And to that, if you feel like that is how you're feeling, then chances are you haven't stayed consistent with any given technique. Usually, we've tried everything, nothing works means I tried it for like 2 days or I tried it one time and I really expected it to work and it didn't. We have to realize that we come to this day and this time. What time is it? 10:35 here on the East Coast on April 2nd with all the knowledge we have in our head. Everything we've learned from our childhood, from school, from books we've read, from videos we watched, we have all this knowledge, consistency. Yes. It's a struggle point, right? It's hard to be consistent. And what happens is we come to this day with all this knowledge and it's still not working. That's when we have to realize we need more knowledge. We need to know a different way to achieve whatever we're trying to achieve. If we are constantly flying by the seat of our pants, things are in chaos. If we're not setting up limits and boundaries for our children are in chaos. If we don't have proper consequences, that's causing a problem. Hi, Krista. Getting upset at our kids when, as adults, we also have bad days or make mistakes, I feel is a big one. Definitely consistency too. With having five, I feel like I let things go to keep the peace much too often. Correct. And Krista, that's its own vicious cycle. So if you're like, you know what, I can't take the screaming, I can't take the fighting anymore. I can't do it. Just fine. Just do what you want to do. You are actually continuing the problem of them not listening and throwing tantrums. How do we set up limits and boundaries? I'll give you an example. 1 second. Let me just address this. So the reason tantrums and negotiating continues and your child just not stretching, not giving in, is because they know eventually they will get their way. They will frustrate you enough that eventually you're going to give in. And if you give in, that continues that manipulation for sake of a better word. That continues that tantrum. That tantrum, they know if they throw a tantrum long enough and they whine long enough and they act frustrated long enough, you eventually will give in. So they won't stop. It'll go on and on and on. Whereas if you just say, you know what, honey, I said, no, no, it is. You can't do this. And you let them throw their fit and you let it pass, they will eventually learn that this isn't working. It continues because it works. Now, to the question that Sweetie Cake said about how do we set up limits and boundaries, what's an example of a limit and boundary? And often this is a hard thing because people are not sure what it is. It's like setting up proper consequences. So here's an example of a limit or boundary. Ball. You can't throw a ball in the house. You can't throw a ball outside. You don't take all balls away and eliminate the fun of throwing a ball, because actually throwing a ball is a great way for kids to learn coordination, body balance, all of that is through throwing a ball. So you don't want to say no more ball throwing. You want to set a boundary around it. And that is, we only throw balls outside. So if they insist on throwing a ball in the house, then there's a consequence. Now, there could be an encouragement system where they earn something when they do something right. And you're trying to change habits. So you have to be consistent. There is no ball throwing in the house, zero zip. Not like, okay, go ahead, throw it. Just don't break anything. No, none, zero, no ball throwing. It's only outside. If you want to throw a ball, you go outside. No jumping on the couch. If you want to jump, you can put some pillows on the floor and jump. You can jump on a mini trampoline. No jumping on a couch. And you have to stay consistent with those boundaries and those guidelines. Discuss them with your kids. Set them up. If they are constantly doing something that is annoying every single day, you have to create a solution. If they are throwing their food, throwing food means you're done eating. Period. Not discussed. Yo, you're throwing food. I see you're done. Goodbye. You're done from the table. They eventually will learn not to throw food. Don't make a game out of it. Don't give it back and say, okay, you're not going to throw food this time. Don't give it back. You're throwing food means you're done. They get down from the table, they're done. If they come back like 20 minutes later and they're like, I'm hungry, then you can give them the food that you served them before to eat. That's how you start setting up limits and boundaries. They are basically the guidelines of operations in your house. What are things they're allowed to do? What they're things they're not allowed to do? Another example, like eating in the bedrooms. We're not eating in our bedroom, period. And everybody agrees. If they eat in the bedroom, there's a consequence. And maybe the consequence is now you ate in the bedroom, you have to clean up your bedroom, and bonus, you have to clean up the bathroom. Or maybe you have to clean up your bedroom and my bedroom if you eat in the bedroom. Those are limits and boundaries. And limits and boundaries help a child feel loved. They are not mean. What's mean is not to have limits and boundaries and let a child live in a chaotic state. Kids need to know what's next. Kids need to know what's expected of them. If they have no expectations, they will not live up to any expectations. If they have negative expectations, like you're like, why are you so stupid? Why are you so lazy? Why do you lie all the time? Those are negative expectations. And you're telling your child that they lie all the time. So guess what they will do? Lie all the time. Why tell the truth if you think they lie all the time? But you can set up expectations that are positive. You can say, this house, we tell the truth. We use our manners. We speak with a smile. We are kind to each other. You can set up positive expectations. You can say to your child, this is a good one, so you may want to jot this down. If they need to take out the trash, instead of saying, don't forget, when you get home, you have to take out the trash. Instead, say, thank you so much for taking out the trash when you get home. Why is that great? It's great because you now are indirectly letting them know you believe in them. You're thanking them for something they haven't even done yet, and you're setting up a positive expectation for them. The problem with always feeling like a bad parent is that we don't have a system in place. We are flying by the seat of our pants. We are coming up with punishments instead of proper consequences. Punishments don't teach. They just get kids to live in fear. Consequences that are done correctly teach a child to make better choices. And we feel bad because we compare ourselves to what we think others are. And you feel like nothing's working. You have to stay consistent. Someone else said it's hard to stay consistent. I know it's hard. I get it. I've raised 5 children successfully into adulthood. But you have to stay consistent in order for a habit to change, in order for a new method to take place. It takes practice. You're changing possibly years of a different behavior to try to create a new behavior. You have to be consistent. When something isn't working, examine it, think about it, and get it to work. How can I resolve this next time it occurs? Have a consequence that you have already decided on with your partner, so you're on the same page. The next time this happens, we're going to do this. And guys, while you're on with me, I want to remind you that this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the Day of Calm Summit. The International Day of Calm is April 5th. We have a 3-day summit. Incredible speakers, guys. Don't miss this. It's online. It is free. It will help you become a calmer, more productive parent. It will help you become a calmer, more productive human. There's all kinds of information that you will receive during this summit from experts around the world. Go to calmsummit.org. Calmsummit.org. If someone will put that in the comments, you can register and we'll watch it all on our new YouTube channel, which is the Day of Calm on YouTube. All of it will be broadcast on YouTube for you to watch at no charge. It's the way we're going to help better the world and make better humans. Don't you think we need that? Don't you think we need to end an epidemic of anger and rage? What makes you feel like a bad parent when you're getting angry and you're raging? You need to learn a better way. You need to help resolve your own conflicts, your own emotions, become more emotionally intelligent for you so that you can teach your children how to also have emotional regulation. We're not born with it. It's taught to us. And if you're throwing a tantrum every time you're disappointed, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're hitting, you're teaching them to do the same. Everything you do, good or not so good, you give them permission to do. Think about that. Everything you do, whether it's good or it's not so good, you give your child permission to do everything. So if you're screaming and yelling because they did something to disappoint you, then you are teaching them to scream and yell when they're disappointed. I'm glad this is helping. Give me like hearts, thumbs up, some emojis if this is helping you, please. And don't feel bad. I mean, ask questions. I'll answer them. We got a little more time. I have to cut it short today because I have a client at 11 o'clock. But if you want a great system to put into place and stop yelling and stop feeling like a bad parent, go to quityelling.com. Quityelling.com is a program I created for you to stop yelling and have a parenting system in place so you're not flying by the seat of your pants. You're not feeling like a bad parent in just 21 days. Can you imagine feeling great about your parenting in just 21 days? How will that feel? How will that feel? If you go to quityelling.com, and I have a discount code for you. Put in the discount code podcast, PODCAST, huge discount, bringing it down to a one-time payment of, I think, $48. That's it. $48 will buy you your sanity back, will buy you happiness in your family, will help you put good thoughts in your child's head, not negative ones, not those voices that we hear as adults when we second guess ourselves because we don't have the confidence to just be decisive. When we feel like everything we do is wrong, or your child feels like nothing they do is right, this will end all that. They can grow up to blossom from their childhood instead of recover. Everybody's recovering from their childhood. Wouldn't it be great to create a childhood that they don't have to recover from? Why do we have to recover from our childhood? It's just, it's accepted. Oh, when you get older, you're going to have to go to therapy and recover from your childhood. All parents yell and hit kids. Wouldn't it be nice if those were not the generalizations of childhood? Because you know what? I raised 5 kids without hitting them, with hardly any yelling. I'm sure I yelled a couple times, but overall, no yelling. We all have bad days. We all lose our temper. They should not be the norm because you should have a system in place where yelling is no longer needed. Wouldn't that be great? You're not asking your child over and over and over again, and then you yell. You actually are asking them once, they do it. If they don't, there's a consequence. Don't get to yelling. You shouldn't have to ask a child over and over. They should learn to respect you the first time you ask. You create a respectful connection between you and your child. That's what this course will teach you. And if you get the quityelling.com, Go to quityelling.com, coupon code podcast, and you get that course. You'll have your own back office, all the videos, support questions, all that kind of stuff. You stay consistent. You implement what I, offer, the strategies I'm teaching you. Be a whole new ballgame in 21 days. Would you love it or would you love it? I know you'd love it. So stop feeling bad and start feeling awesome. And guys, please stop comparing. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing your kids to other kids. Stop comparing your kids to each of your kids. Comparing is always damaging. When you compare a child feels less than. They either feel not good enough, or if you're comparing saying my child's great and this child's not so great, then you're making them feel superior. None of it is beneficial to your child. If you're looking at other parents, go, "Oh, what are they doing?" Instead of looking at them and say, what are they doing? Look at yourself and say, what can I do? What can I do to make this family the best it can be? If you're listening, I'd like you to put that in the comments. What can I do? Take personal responsibility. What can I do? Stop blaming. Stop making excuses. If you're doing that, you're just teaching your kids to do the same. This world needs more people that realize, you know what? I have control over me, don't have control over anything else. No one can make you yell. No one can make you hit a child. The only person that can make you do that is you. You can be triggered, but the only one that can make you choose to scream and yell at your child is you. People get triggered all the time and don't respond that way. People think, well, there's bad emotions out there. You know what? There are no bad emotions. They're just simply emotions. Good emotions, not, different emotions, happy, sad, excited, energetic, hello to who just said hello. What is good or not so good is the way you respond to the emotion. People can have the same frustration and respond in a totally calm, patient way. So learn what you don't know. Go to quityelling.com, number one. Put in the coupon code podcast. Number two, join our summit this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 5th, 6th, and 7th, the Day of Calm Summit, bringing experts from around the world to help you with more patience, more calm, more intention, things to help you personally, your family, your children, your workplace, your coworkers, your friends. Share it out. We all need to be more intentional. To register, go to calmsummit.org, CALM summit.org. And if someone will put that in the comments, that would be so beneficial and helpful. Go there, register, find out what the Day of Calm Foundation's all about. We are working to soothe an epidemic. It is an epidemic of anger and rage. And putting an end to needless violence against children, senseless violence. All these people that think we own kids, they're our possessions. We get to do with what we want. Those kids are our next generation. And if we're not intentional with the way we raise them, we're going to have more anger and violence. School shootings. Every time you turn on the news, there's a disaster. There's war. There's trafficking. All of this that's going on because there is an epidemic of anger and rage. And I'm sorry, but the only way we're going to stop that, we can take away guns, but that doesn't take away the rage of the person holding the gun. We have to get intentional with what we're doing. with our emotions, with the way we're raising children. We are all role models to children, not just parents, not just teachers, all of us. People that are screaming and yelling on TV. You're walking down the street and someone is just raging. A child sees it. They're like, they're learning every step of the way. If we don't get everybody to take responsibility for our own actions and reactions, if we don't really realize that we're in control of all that we don't act like someone just because they're making us mad, so we're going to do it too. Why are you going to act like someone that's making you mad? Why are you going to act like someone that you don't like just because they're acting that way? It's up to us. Up to us, my friends. We have to be better people, each of us. It starts with you and it continues for 7 generations. Please join us for the Day of Calm Summit. Go to calmsummit.org and register for free. calmsummit.org. And if you want to do the Stop Yelling program I told you about, go to quityelling.com. Okay? And if someone puts that in the comments, I might even be able to put in the comments. Can I put in the comments? Calm Summit dot org. Go there. You won't be disappointed. I can't even tell you how amazing these speakers are. Everything, thank you so much for putting it in. Everything from finding out why intentional parenting can change the world to forest bathing, fascinating, to meditative practices, to the golden silence and what silence can help you do, listening, to AI. We're all stressing about AI. What does that mean? Are we going to lose jobs? What does it mean for us, for our children? Different aspects of life, our relationships. How do we build stronger relationships with the ones we love? It's all there. 3 days, totally free. Join us, calmsummit.org, and make it a much better life for you, for your children, for your workers, for your environment, for your community, for your family, for our world. I can't wait to see you there. And now I must go because I have a client in 2 minutes. So I look forward to you being there. I thank you so much for joining me. I know it's a busy day. You will have lots on your plate. I am grateful that you chose to spend a little time here with me. I hope you have an awesome day, and I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. It really is the best medicine. And I'll see you at the summit starting Friday as we celebrate the International Day of Calm. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome day.